This one change is going to allow me to make a lot more money in my business, and what it is I got a prep center. So, if you guys don't already know what a prep center is, basically for Amazon FBA, if you want to send your inventory to their warehouse, either you have to do the prep or you can hire a prep center to do it. Or you could have an employee in your warehouse do it, but most sellers don't have that. So for me, I've just been one-man show this whole time, and right now I'm fluctuating around 45 to 50K sales months, and at this point it's really gotten very taxing doing all my own prep. So now I'm outsourcing it to a prep center, and what this is going to allow my business to do is basically it will free my time up, so then and spend most of the time buying products and scaling the business, which is the most important part. You do want to make sure that the people that you're working with, you trust them. And what I mean by that is you're going to be sending thousands upon thousands of dollars of your product to their warehouse. So you want to make sure that the people that are handling the product can actually fulfill on their job. That's really the whole thing. I've heard horror stories of people where they have over $20,000 stuck in a prep center. Long lead times will really slow down your business. Imagine you order a product and it's sitting in somebody else's warehouse for over 2 weeks. You're losing money since that item is not available for sale on Amazon. It's literally just sitting there and it's not making you any money. And that's also kind of my problem right now is like I'll get items and it's really hard to get to all of it. So it will just sit there for about a week. And that is a key indicator that if you have products and you don't have enough time to prep all of them and they're just sitting in your house for, a few days, that is one big indicator telling you, hey, you should probably get a prep center. Another thing that I like about a prep center is I don't have to physically touch the items anymore. So I've seen on, Instagram, there's people where they're basically like digital nomads and they just work for their laptop because they send all of their Amazon online arbitrage products to these prep centers and then they can just go work whenever. So I'm really looking forward to basically being able to do everything remotely. I'm still definitely going to do some merchant fulfilled because it's just really nice for cash flow. I love buying an item and then getting it sent to my house and then merchant fulfilling it and selling it the next day, because if you have an item where you're going to sell it merchant fulfill and you also get the money back quicker too with merchant fulfill, which is awesome. Like you could buy an online arbitrage product, get it sent to your house, merchant fulfill it out the next day, keep the cash flow rolling. While if you send the product to Amazon FBA, it's going to take a while because there's a longer lead time. You'd get the item sent to your house and then you have to prep it and then you'd have to send it to Amazon's warehouse, which is going to take a while to go through their warehouses and just get everything settled. But the really cool thing with the prep center is you send your products to the prep center and then they send it to Amazon. Yes, that does take a bit, but you don't have to be doing those $15 an hour tasks anymore. We're just prepping items. There is a fee to prepping items, but a lot of the products that I buy, I either have to pay a little bit of sales tax on because I do live in a sales tax a state where it's not sales tax free. And that's another thing. If you get a prep center, try to get it in a sales tax free state, because if you have any online arbitrage products where you cannot get tax exempt, say like eBay or Nike.com, it's kind of hard to get tax exempt on those websites. So if you have all of your items going to a prep center where it's sales tax free, you don't have to pay that sales tax because it's going to a sales tax free state. So that's awesome. And that actually lets you get a competitive advantage over the other people that are trying to sell on that listing, because you don't have to pay the sales tax since it's going to a sales tax free state and then it's being sent to Amazon. So with having a prep center, you basically remove yourself from the day-to-day of just packaging items, which is like a $15 an hour task, while being an Amazon buyer, buying this inventory and making strategic decisions on what inventory to buy is a $300+ task. And I don't know about you guys, but one of the reasons why I started a business was so I could make more per hour. And having a prep center will definitely allow me to scale my business to the moon pretty much. But you do have to watch out with prep centers. It's definitely it's definitely a really scary thing. You're sending thousands of dollars in inventory to a person in another state that you have to trust, which is, I mean, it's insanely hard. For me, one thing that, made me take action is I pretty much had to do it. So up until this point, it's like, if I want to scale, I have to have a prep center. So that's why I got one, because scaling past this, I know some people, they have trouble, myself included, trouble trying to delegate these different tasks because you're just kind of scared, like, what would happen? Like, what if they, lose your items, damage your items? It's just one of those things that you have to overcome to scale further, and that's really what it boils down to. You have to have a prep center. So just some food for thought. Some things before you guys sign up for a prep center is you want to make sure when you talk to the people, like, you can actually get somebody on the phone. One thing that I also really like doing for peace of mind is getting their address and going on Google and then seeing where they're located and then making sure that that area is safe. They're a legitimate business. They're not just somebody's, random shed in the backyard. They are a full-fledged business. They're, registered. They have they have, a whole warehouse. One good thing you could do is ask for a picture of their warehouse just to make sure it is legit, and then you can also make sure that's not just a random picture off of Google and then it's actually their warehouse, just so you're not getting scammed pretty much. So those are just like some really basic tips that will help you have help you sleep well at night. You want to make sure the prep center that you're going with, reach out to the people who are currently using that prep center if you can, or if the best case scenario is like you have a friend who's already using the prep center and they're having an amazing time with them. Talk to them, see if you can get into the same prep center, and then you have a proven prep center that works wonderful. That's one of the best things in the world. So that's also another thing too. Like, networking in this business is literally everything. So like, if you find somebody who's really, they got a really good prep center, that could exponentially grow your business, because good prep centers are few and far between. So, just make sure before you get one and start sending tons of inventory that you do your due diligence. I personally messaged over 20 prep centers before I even considered one. I also asked around and then asked friends, so it's really just a process of, elimination. You want to make sure that they're legitimate business. You want to talk to them on the phone. You want to make sure everything's completely fine before you just start basically just sending thousands of dollars in products to their warehouses. So hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully this has, kind of reassured you that it's okay to send your products to these places. Just make sure that you vet the place, make sure it's all legit, make sure it's fine. And this is really a great tool that you can use to exponentially scale your business, because you're completely removing yourself from one of the most mundane day-to-day tasks of selling on Amazon, which is doing the prep. So hopefully this has been helpful. It's been Cody from Ecoflips, and you guys have a great day.